Hello, friend Daniel here with StockMusicLicensing.com, bringing you the best tips and strategies for selling your music on royalty-free libraries. Now, this is a quick entry vlog today to let you know that the doors for the SML Mastermind private groups are open for a limited time only. Link in the description if you want to join the SML Mastermind group. Here are a few clips of the live calls that we hold every single month inside the community.
It all comes down to the way you work. People compose in different ways. A lot of people compose horizontal and they just grab the idea and they already have like an intro and a verse and they carry on that way. I like to go vertical and I need to be locked in the loop. Again, going back to the same limitations that I need to, if I cannot make a groove or have some melody or a story in 4 bars or 8 bars, then it's not going to happen down the line. So I always lock myself in a loop, regardless of the genre, and I start composing like that. So I can listen to, and as I'm listening to, I'm dropping ideas down. Is this good enough for the marketplace? Is this, does it has any value? You know, because the value will be reflected in that. So I always go back to the same question. Is this music track that I'm composing today good enough for the marketplace, regardless of the genre? And the other question will be, will I use this music track in my own project? The biggest fear back then, and it is still to this day, is to be the wasted potential. And I guess a lot of us might feel like that as well, that you know you have a skill, you have something to give, you don't want to have that skill or that ability to be wasted. When it comes down to music for media or writing music, which we're wearing hats as a musician, composer, mixing producer, we're the cheerleaders. You know, it's more psychological things that come into play than the actual skill, because the skill, you have it, you know, like I have the skill, but why did I have such a hard time in the beginning to write the proper music, you know? And that was a real frustration. Goal settings, to actually sit down and write your goals. And a lot of people, you will be surprised, it's easy not to do it. And write down my goals of like, okay, I can compose this music track. And yes, I have financial goals as well. Hey, I want to earn this by the end of the month or whatever, or I want to, at the time we didn't have a car, so I want to have a car, you know, and at the time I was like writing goals like I want to live where I live now, you know, and these were like really big goals at the time that it seemed so unattainable. It was really uncomfortable, but it was fascinating how that reflected where I was at that time. So I know this is very psychological, but I think this is the part that has brought me to where I am today.
If this is something that interests you and you want to be part of a private group of composers and musicians like yourself that want to get better in music, in production, mixing, and overall in selling on royalty-free libraries, join the SML Mastermind group today. Again, the doors are only going to be open for a few more days. Link in the description to join now. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Rock and roll, and here's to your success.
Good day, everyone. So I'm Dan. I've been with the Stock Music Licensing Mastermind for less than 4 months, I think. Admittedly, I was a little bit skeptical at the beginning. There are a lot of subscription sites out there offering support, help and things, you know. And admittedly, I was a little bit negative about the whole thing to begin with, but what I can tell you is that I had zero experience making any sales within libraries, stock music licensing, anything like that. I was actually a guitar teacher full-time, gigging full-time and working as a session musician, but when the pandemic hit, a lot of my students disappeared, so I had to make ends meet in other ways, and I'm starting to see results already in under 4 months. I think the biggest thing for me that drives me to this platform is the support. So the guidance, as in, you know, which songs will suit whatever the client's looking for and what sells, what doesn't sell. It's all this advice and constant feedback that you can get from other people in the community. I've made 2 sales. It's not even been my first year on the platform, and I had 0 experience with music production, very basic knowledge regarding using a DAW or anything like that. My setup is literally just this. That's my setup. just a laptop here in my teaching studio in London, and I can honestly say the support that you get from not only Dan, who's great, but the community as well, and just the workshops. You get monthly workshops, the feedback, just the advice from people that have had experience in this field. So Dan's very approachable, and you can gain a lot of knowledge. And I think being aware, it's the mistakes, being aware of mistakes, learning from other people's mistakes, for example. So with Daniel's experience, he'll know what sells, what doesn't. So it's I think highly recommended. If you want to make sales, if you want the right advice, the right support, and to be part of a supportive community, you need to join the Stock Music Licensing Mastermind.
Hola, mi nombre es Facundo y soy de Argentina. Soy parte del SML Mastermind y tomé la masterclass de Stock Music de Daniel. Las clases fueron buenísimas. Simplifica un montón de información para poder componer Stock Music de un nivel comercial, además del coaching 1 a 1, que resuelve un montón de dudas que surjan a lo largo de las clases. Tomé las clases hace poco tiempo, a decir verdad, pero se ven resultados a nivel mejor música y más ventas que se van creciendo progresivamente. El SML Mastermind es una gran comunidad de colegas compositores. Es una constante motivación a salir de la zona de confort y de aprendizaje. Ahí aprendí en poco tiempo lo que podría haber aprendido en largos meses de trabajo por mi cuenta. Todo esto se ve, repito, en resultados, en mejor música, en ventas que van creciendo, una mentalidad de expansión y de trabajo. Así que bueno, gracias Daniel y a la comunidad del SML.
Hi, I'm Joop van de Knaap. I'm a music producer from the Netherlands. I've been producing a long time in my life, but I never heard about stock music until I met Daniel Carrizales in April of 2020. I did some research, saw it was a big market, so I took his training, and through the training we got in touch directly via Zoom, and he gave me a lot of advices about this kind of music and also about the difference between listening music and production music. Daniel made it possible for me to produce over 100 tracks now, where sales is coming in, I'm making money, and it's something that would never have happened if I would not have met Daniel in 2020. Right now I have a lot of contact with fellow musicians through the SML forum, which is something that Daniel put up as well, to get in contact with all the people he's working with and he's coaching all over the world. Great thing. I'm glad I met him. Happy with this. I wish you a lot of luck and success with your music.